So Iran says they want Bitcoin. Well, what everybody's being reported is they're saying crypto. It's Bitcoin that they're wanting, for the Strait of Hormuz as part of the toll. What Iran is doing is no different than what the U.S. has done for a long time, which is saying, hey, in order to buy oil or to trade in oil, you have to first buy U.S. dollars. That's what gives the dollar its Ponzi scheme power, this sort of almost magical, mystical power to have lifestyles for Americans go up for a long time. This is particularly true for boomers. This is why boomers, many of them are completely checked out. They don't understand what's happening to their dollar because they've been used to swimming with the current, right? Boomers are used to swimming with the current. Other generations, Gen X, Millennials, Gen Z, and so on, are having to swim against the current of all of this because there's nothing really down there for them. The whales have already swallowed all the fish. There's no food down there anymore. I mean, not to belabor that analogy, but you get the idea. So, well, now that's kind of changing, and I mean, like, not a moment too soon. And you're like, well, you're wondering, like, well, Axel, whose side are you on anyway? I'm on nobody's side. I don't clan. I've made that really clear. I've said that on many occasions. I'm a career criminal, and I don't clan with anybody. Largely because I haven't seen any clans worth clanning with since 1774. So, I mean, until that comes back, then I ain't clanning with nobody. But I can be an umpire, and I can call it like I see it. And I see what's happening here. I see what's happening here, which is like, yeah, what they're doing is saying, okay, you have to first buy Bitcoin in order for, you can buy your oil in dollars, but if you want to be able to get your oil, you have to then buy Bitcoin, for example, in order to, you got to pay the troll toll, right? Right? So, yeah, and it's like, this isn't a surprising thing to me. People should be learning from this. Everybody should be learning from this, because like this is how you do it. This is how you win the game. I'm not on anybody's side on this. I'm just pointing out that, yeah, that's kind of a game changer. As soon as everybody decides, put yourself in this situation. For those of you, Bitcoin's a Ponzi scheme, I don't care what you think Bitcoin is. Bitcoin's a limited number. You can think of Bitcoin whatever you want. It's a limited number. It doesn't change. There's still 2.1 quadrillion sats that exist, and that's it. That's all that exists. There's no more. There's no CEO to sue. There's nobody to send to jail. There's none of that. It's just a finite number. It's just math. Okay? So, as a result, if you're demanding to be paid for something in a finite number, a finite currency, for lack of a better term, well, then it's kind of whoever gets there first. So this would be a signal to many people, I would think, that you would want to get your hands on that first before they have to. Because if they're forced to buy it, then that puts you in the driver's seat. You, the average pleb out there, just standing there and looking at me, looking at you. Okay, this puts you kind of in the driver's seat, because if someone has to buy something that you have, if they want the oil to come through, well, then now the market has to adjust for that. And you can decide whether you accept dollars or not, or you can do something like, well, yeah, hey, I'll give you some of my finite coin, but I'm going to need, 600 acres of finite, real estate, and no data centers within like 100 miles in every direction, because I don't want my water table to drop. So, yeah, I mean, like, right now you're being given a lesson that everybody, like a lot of other folks are trying to steer you away from that lesson. I'm actually trying to show you this lesson. This is the lesson that's being taught here. Regardless of whether I agree or disagree with what's going on, that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any difference to me. Like I said, if I'm an umpire at a baseball game, I could absolutely hate the pitcher and I could hate the batter. I could dislike both of them, but I can still call it like I see it. And the reason I can do that is because I also have an entire stadium of people watching me call this, right? So think of it like that.